Hello, everyone. I'm Imed Bouazizi. I work with Qualcomm, and this is a project or set of projects that has been done also with Niels Duval. So he has been consulting with us at Qualcomm. So the projects are published as part of 5G-MAG. So let's get to it. So first, why do we do this? So everybody's talking about metaverse. So we have a set of use cases maybe to help understand what we're trying to do here. So the first one is bringing like more immersive streaming to and experiences to users like entertainment, games, and so on. And that, of course, can happen only through like more advanced, like richer content, like 3D content, and so on. And this content is composed of several components. Typically, some of them have to be downloaded, some have to be streamed, and so on. And you want to leverage like the 5G system capabilities to have like of course to ensure that the quality of experience is acceptable to users or is good enough basically to enjoy these immersive experiences. So that's one use case. The other is really like having real-time communication. So that's also a topic that we at 3GPP are working on. So having like shared spaces where people interact with each other, they join that ongoing session and share their content and maybe their avatars and things like that. So all of these are topics we're really looking at in 3GPP now, and we hope that this can go hand in hand with a type of open source implementation through 5G-MAG. And we started all of this by doing like a set of projects which are published already through 5G-MAG. They're still private, but we hope that they will be accessible to everyone. I mean, right now it's you'd have to ask for access, I guess, to test them. But the idea there is to enable like a sort of an XR player or a set of players. So the first project has been done with Unity. So it's an XR player that can receive and consume a scene description, which describes your 3D scene, like that virtual conference room where you place, like you have participants with their avatars or their content and 3D assets placed there. They can interact with each other and so on. So that project has started and is progressing. I think we are receiving input, like for instance, if I may mention, InterDigital has right now a pull request to add interactivity, so you can like interact with the environment, for instance, bump into walls and things like that, and maybe click a button or things like that. So that's being added there. We also have or plan to add a web player for XR. So that's another project that we intend to publish. So this is not yet even known to 5G. Okay, I'm sorry, but yeah, we have this in the pipeline, and we want to make it available, of course. Would have similar functionality to the XR player. So we want like all of this to be open source, accessible to developers, so they can ask for features, add features, and also like help guide the development plan. And maybe that's also can be used, or that feedback can be used to also like adjust the priorities in 3GPP. So where should we spend more efforts on the standards side and so on. So that's on the content playback. But of course, if you don't have like supporting authoring tools, that remains very hard to use. So for app developers and experienced developers to get started. So we also have a project that extends Blender to be able to create like these immersive scenes, so to say. So you can create your 3D like environment in Blender and export it in a format that can be played back by that XR player or the web player. So this is just briefly like the architecture. So it's in reality, it's like usually I'm talking about the Unity XR player now. It's quite sophisticated. So we have like a project to parse that scene description and create like or understand at least what media needs to be created and so on. So that information will go into another project, which is the media access function, and we'll see in a second how that fits in the XR architecture developed by 3GPP. So that's a function or like a package that is responsible for fetching the media, and it's extensible. So right now, maybe can only play back from local sources, but we are working on adding support for Dash and maybe also like for real time, like WebRTC and so on. So that's aligns also with the work that is done in 3GPP, where there is a convergence that's happening between media streaming, so Dash and the real-time communication. So the architectures are being brought together, so to say. So the client architecture looks like this. So you'd have like a scene manager. That's the one that gets the entry point, which is the scene description, pretty much. That describes the environment, and then it will parse it, will detect what media needs to be streamed, what media needs to be downloaded. So it will pass all of that information to the media access function on the right. And 3GPP is developing some of this, or like at least not all the APIs that are listed there, but some of them, and some of them are like API one. So we rely on things like OpenXR and so on to support that. But what's really important are the interfaces towards the 5G system. So that's what 3GPP focuses on, and that's what we want to do in the next step for in 5G-MAG. So how to like integrate this XR player into that 5G media streaming test bed. So basically, through the interactions with the media session handler, which has already been developed by 5G-MAG, to ensure that whatever streams, and that will have many streams in these experiences, that they get the like the required quality of service and network assistance and so on. So that's pretty much this integration. We also want to, at the same time, do like the new features that are developed in RTC, or the real-time communication part. So it's not really limited to the streaming part here. And just to conclude, so I hope I did not use that much of of your time late this evening. So we have all of this is based on specs like the MPEG specs for the scene description, which can be checked there. We have also like a white paper that describes that scene description format, and we also have like you can find the projects under 5G-MAG as well. And with that, I'd like to conclude, and I'm probably the only one that finished before.